Unrivaled League needs CaitlinClark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive.
Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson are undoubtedly feeling the heat after CaitlinClark finally revealed her leaked contract for the unparalleled league, even though they believed they were in on the exclusive club. In private, Breanna Stewart was giving Clark an incredible offer that left everyone else in the dark.
Just been reported today that CaitlinClark could receive a Lionel Messi-like offer to play in Unrivaled startup 3-on-3 league, which is a full-court press.
The plan was straightforward. Unrivaled didn't merely hire Clark covertly. Instead, they imposed a strict no-disclosure clause on her that made it seem like top-secret intelligence.
Also interesting to me because I feel like it is kind of late in the game to start recruiting CaitlinClark. The Unrivaled League.
However, Clark has finally had enough of the hush and is stating unequivocally that everybody who is rejoicing over her absence from Unrivaled was completely mistaken.
Is needed for this league. It should be one of their main goals is to get her to play in the league no matter what that costs, no matter what that is going.
Unrivaled, the new bold face in women's basketball, has one goal: to completely flip the script on women's sports. Let me tell you the whole story if you're not aware, though, since they didn't come here to play by anyone else's rules.
Now they're realizing we might need Caitlin. Nafisa Collier, who is one of the founders of Unrivaled, had this to say about.
Supported by heavyweights like Nika UAM and Breanna Stewart, this isn't just a league, it's essentially a movement. Imagine 3 intense games. The goal of the primetime coverage is to give women's basketball the kind of Showtime attention it hasn't gotten in years. The best part is that they weren't searching for any athletes to create the splash. Instead, they had one dominant name in mind from the start: CaitlinClark.
Everywhere you turn, Indiana Fever.
However, when Unrivaled launched, the plot took a turn for the worst, leaving fans baffled as to why CaitlinClark, the biggest emerging star, was absent. Sports shows couldn't stop asking the question, and social media went crazy. The comment area, which is unmatched, was completely overflowing with people asking where Caitlin was.
Setting, I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats.
Brand new. It's going to be hard to get eyeballs on it. All of these, I mean, the WNBA is in their 28th season and it's still a new league. Like, it's hard to get the kind of virality, viewership, all the things that you want right off the bat. And especially if you don't have a big name or a big...
You don't see a rookie pull every day, I mean. It felt like a kick in the face to most fans that she isn't even on the beginning roster for the largest new league around, even though the crowd is so large that arena attendance climbs by 50%. It's as if Unrivaled didn't perceive Clark's worth. Or worse, they believed they could make their big premiere without her.
Of physicality and double teams and face guards and all of those things that she was receiving on the court, but also all of the noise, all of the drama, all of the like media circus surrounding her off the court, like that just had to have been so much to...
However, No Stewart and her exceptional staff were fully aware of their duties. One of the league's co-founders, Breanna Stewart, is no stranger to a well-timed reveal. She didn't keep Clark's involvement a secret by accident. Rather, their plan was to keep the fans guessing and then surprise them with the news when it mattered. They didn't want Clark's deal to overshadow everyone else on the roster too soon, so they were creating tension and setting the stage so that when Clark's news finally came, it would hit like a ton of bricks.
Be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's...
The whole point was to avoid stirring things up too soon, but once the numbers were out, they hit like a tidal wave for perspective. Stewart and her team knew this deal was so big that the second other players got a whiff of it, they would start talking about renegotiations or perhaps even feeling a little left out. A'ja Wilson, the current NBA MVP, earns about $230,000 annually. The type of contract that shouts new level like no one's business is Clark's.
Revenue so we can give the players extra income opportunities. I had to actually educate the players. They're like, good, 75 million divided by 144.
To put it in perspective, the WNBA averaged about 657,000 viewers per game in 2024, with Clark at the center. With an unmatched recent deal with TNT, it's evident they're serious about making women's basketball a prime-time sensation. We're talking about over 45 televised games and a full-thrust attempt to draw in viewership that even the WNBA hasn't mastered. Unrivaled is betting she can double that, and then some.
Just announced recently that Unrivaled struck a television deal with TNT. Now, this exclusive media rights deal is reported to be 45 plus primetime games. TNT Sports are also invested in the league, and sources say that it's a 6-year deal that could be worth more than $100 million.
And as the supporters adore it, Clark's teammates, top-ranked WNBA players like Angel Reese and A'ja Wilson, have a slightly distinct vibe. More than merely a startling sum, Clark's offer serves as a stark reminder of the enormous financial disparities in the sport.
Biggest issue that players have. We did a player survey and travel. The league was able to kind of take a lot of pressure.
Angel Reese even vented her dissatisfaction on social media, implying that years of arduous work for this sport were overshadowed by a single mega contract. It's impossible to blame her for witnessing a rookie enter the market with an offer that eclipses the season's salary. For athletes making between $150,000 and $200,000, stars has a sting. Given that Clark's contract is more than 20 times their pay, it is evident how far unmatched bankroll priorities lie.
Been so many players, coaches, media personality who have been so afraid to just admit the fact that CaitlinClark has been the sole reason for so many of these things happening this season
And now is when the exciting part begins. Even though this deal has the potential to greatly improve women's sports, it also runs the risk of causing major tension. The WNBA has battled valiantly for increased compensation, respect, and airtime, and now they're seeing Clark enter unmatched with a golden ticket worth far more than they've ever seen. It's easy to understand how this could incite animosity among players who have spent years developing the sport to see a rookie like Clark suddenly in a league of her own, both financially and physically.
The headline says, "We're not asking to get paid what the men get paid. We're asking to get paid the same percentage of revenue."
CaitlinClark isn't just any player, though. She's become a full-blown sensation and a veritable marketing goldmine. Her first season in the WNBA demonstrated why, as the league has historically struggled with lower attendance than its male counterparts.
We're going to rush into it because we wanted new owners, like new ownership groups, anyone who knows sports.
Thanks to the Clark effect, arena attendance increased by 50%. Fans flocked to see her magic on the court, and when she performed, she attracted over 1 million viewers per game, unprecedented in the WNBA. Clark didn't simply enter the league, she ignited it from the first day. Her highlights became popular videos on the internet, and her presence captivated viewers long after the buzzer sounded.
Overall viewership, like Nafisa said, they're changing venues just to accommodate all the fans who want to come watch Caitlin.
Now, let's briefly discuss merchandise. Fans wanted more than just to watch Clark. They wanted a piece of the action, and her jersey virtually flew off the racks, shattering records in NBA apparel sales. Because of CaitlinClark's name, her actions, and her entire brand, the WNBA has been battling valiantly to receive the recognition it so richly deserves. Clark's arrival was like a miracle gift from the basketball gods. She brought much-needed publicity and excitement, and she didn't only draw in the usual audience, she also drew in a whole new younger and much more fan base.
Noise came by people that were sitting on this network. They tried to minimize her, said, "Well, you giving her all."
Prior to its unparalleled offer, another league was Ian Clark. To put this into perspective, the top players in the Big Three League, who are mostly former NBA legends, make between $100,000 and $500,000 a season, but Ice Cube was willing to pay 6 times that amount for Clark to join his league. This wasn't just about adding a talented player, it was also about bringing Clark's electric energy and undeniable charisma into a league known for its all-male big-name lineup. Yes, that's the one with all the retired NBA stars running 3 honor games in 2024.
We have former NBA players playing in Big Three, right? So for Cube to come out and be like, I'm going to pay CaitlinClark more than I play any of these guys who used to play in the NBA. I'm going to pay CaitlinClark more because that's the value that I see.
This was not just another sports offer. Cube was making a huge statement. In a league full of ex-NBA heavyweights, he saw something in Clark that went beyond all the norms. He was willing to upend the traditions of the Big Three to make room for her, even if it meant putting his former superstars' egos aside. He wanted Clark's appeal across sports because her game was more than just women's basketball. It was a magnet that could draw in fans from all over the sports world.
Unapologetic with the way that he came out and said, this is who we want, this is the value that we see in her, regardless. If she can't make a game, that's totally fine. We know that it coincides with WNBA.
This is where Clark's decision becomes even more intriguing, though, because she rejected Cube and chose to remain in the WNBA, demonstrating that she wasn't only interested in the money or a fast shot at fame. Because she regarded the WNBA as her home base and a league where she could develop professionally and assist others grow from the inside out, Clark selected it. This decision demonstrated her dedication to both her career and the future of women's sports.
Lisa Leslie, Nancy Lieberman, there are legends among us in the Big Three, and there are high-level former professional athletes on our courts, and he was okay putting it out there because he knew how much it could help.
Through selecting the WNBA when Unrivaled finally returned with their $75 million mega deal, they knew they weren't just signing a player. They were dealing with a once-in-a-generation talent, someone who is loyal, fiercely ambitious, and willing to put the sport first. Clark set a whole new standard for loyalty in sports. Sure, money is great, but for her, staying meant more than just a paycheck. She wanted to elevate women's basketball and contribute to its future, and fans took notice.
Would have taken that exact approach, and what it feels like to me is CaitlinClark was an afterthought in all of this. And maybe she was, maybe she wasn't, maybe they wanted to wait until after.
CaitlinClark was offered a staggering $75 million to join Unrivaled, and the moment those leaked details made headlines, it was like an earthquake in the sports world. The deal was intended to make Clark the official face of Unrivaled, a player ambassador marketing machine, and she got it all: a sizable guaranteed salary, endorsement deals, exclusive TV rights, and even a front row seat in Unrivaled. Big plans to expand internationally.